Hey guys, it's Caffie and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to share with you the read alouds that we read this past school year, what my girls thought, did they like them, which books worked for which girl. All right, so before we get into this, I want to say hello and welcome. If this is your first time stopping by, my name's Caffie. I'm a homeschool mama of two little girls, and I love sharing all things homeschool, motherhood, lifestyle, and some fun DIYs sprinkled all up in there. So if you like that kind of content, then please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos. I'm just gonna share with you our chapter book read alouds. We read other picture books, but these are just the chapter books. So that's what I'm sharing with you today. Info if you're referencing this video to kind of gauge what books will work for your kids. For the 2020 through 21 school year, my girls were aged 3-4. Ari, my pre-K student, she was 3, turned 4 this school year, and then Kennedy was 7, turned 8. So these are the books and the thoughts, how they worked for my 4-year-old and my 8-year-old, right, for the school year. So the first book that we read was A Charlotte's Web. This was our very first read aloud of the school year. We read Charlotte's Web, and I will say that this book actually held both girls' attention. Both girls really enjoyed them. Both girls still talk about Wilbur and pigs. So anytime we mention a pig, my 4-year-old, my pre-K student, she's always like Charlotte's Web, you know. So this book really worked well for both girls. Mommy really enjoyed it. I cried while reading this book because I knew it was going to be the last time. Like, oh my gosh, it was just whatever. So I cried while reading this book. Both girls really enjoyed this book. So I will say this was a plus for us as our first read aloud for the school year. They really enjoyed it, and this worked well for both of the girls. Our second read aloud was Little House in the Big Woods, another favorite of the girls. The girls both really enjoyed this book. I will say that my second grader enjoyed it a bit more, or it held her attention a bit more. Moments where we would read and my youngest, my 4-year-old would like, oh, really into it, and then and not so much, but she kind of understands the idea of it. She kind of remembers the idea of the book. Went on vacation in February, so we were like up in the mountains and we saw this log cabin, and she kind of, when I talked about, oh, that's like, you know, the house that Laura Ingalls grew up in or whatever, she knew like Little House in the Big Woods. She understood that. But I will definitely say that this book, my 8-year-old, my second grader enjoyed it a lot more than my pre-K student, but my pre-K student, she did enjoy it, but it just didn't hold her as much. But this was a good one. Next book that we read was The Family Under the Bridge, and I really enjoyed this book. My girls, so for this book, I will say the only thing my 4-year-old remembers from this book is Jojo. Whenever we'd say Jojo, the dog, she would think of Jojo Siwa because she loves Jojo Siwa, and that was the only part that would like spark her back in. But she really wasn't into this book. She wasn't into it. However, my second grader, my 8-year-old, she was really into the book. She really enjoyed it. She really understood the book. She really kind of asked questions, and we had a lot of conversations about this book. So that was a plus for her. The book that we read was The One and Only Ivan. I cried reading this book as well. I'm a crier. I'm a crier. But I cried reading this book, so I really enjoyed it. For this one, I would say my 4-year-old, some parts kind of had her attention, but I would say a couple of things. But for the most part, my 8-year-old was really into this book. So my 8-year-old really enjoyed this book. My 4-year-old was kind of like, you know, whatever. But she was really into it. My 8-year-old was really into it, so that worked for her. But Mama liked it. I cried, and I will say this, even though my 4-year-old wasn't really into it, she still remembers, because we were writing some things down. I was like, hey, what did you like about this book? And she's like, oh, I like the elephants. So she remembers it. So I wouldn't say that she didn't like it, but it just kind of, it didn't hold her attention constantly. But she did remember the book, and she remembered the story from it. So she was listening. It didn't just hold her, but my 8-year-old could obviously tell me more about what happened in the story. And then finally, this is what we're currently reading right now. It's called Sidewalk Story. And it's a very small book, so this, you know, it's pretty thin. We're almost done with this. We're reading this right now. I can tell you right now, my 4-year-old has absolutely no interest in this. It's a much older book. I didn't expect my 4-year-old to really be into this book. She's kind of listening, but she's not really there. My 8-year-old, on the other hand, is into it and is fascinated by the word phooey. The little girl says phooey, like, you know, whatever. And so now my 8-year-old thinks that's a really funny word and she really enjoys that word. So whenever it says phooey in the book, I let her read it because she likes seeing phooey. But yeah, so this is more towards my 8-year-old. Again, my 4-year-old, not really even given much thought to it, giving it a time of day. But I think it's a good kind of, you know, good little story. So, so far, we're almost done with it. So but it's a good story so far. So those are our read-alouds, our chapter book read-alouds that we have read for this school year. I am so excited, guys, because I already have picked out so many great reads for next year. I don't know if we're going to get through all of them, but like every time I see something, I either purchase it or write it down. I was at my sister's house the other day and she had, how to eat fried worms. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I remember this book. We need to read that. So that's on the list too. So I'm just excited about read-alouds. Read-alouds make me really happy. So I'm really trying to find a good balance though between the my younger and my older daughter because of the age gap there. But I think as my youngest gets a little bit older, we'll be able to kind of blend these books together or the reading together. But again, we do the read-alouds, but we also do picture book read-alouds that are really geared towards my younger daughter. So she does get her read-aloud fix. So don't worry. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, drop them down below. Let me know what books you guys read this school year. If you read any of these books, let me know your thoughts on them. And if you like this video, if you like this content, then please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on new videos. Don't forget, head over to Instagram where you can follow me and the family, hang out with us on the daily @FeeScott. And I'll talk to you guys in a couple of days. Bye.